It's time to have a serious discussion about your retirement. If your goal is to continue working as hard as you work right now until you eventually die, then it's easy. All you have to do is keep doing what you're doing. But if you want to be able to retire comfortably one day and maybe even retire early so you can travel the world and enjoy everything that life has to offer, then you're going to have to develop and implement a retirement plan that actually makes that possible. If you know how to cook, I have a retirement plan for you. But before I get into that, let's look at some retirement statistics so you can get an understanding of where you are compared to where you need to be in order to live how you want to live.
In today's Money Watch, we are talking about how you can save enough for retirement. According to one recent study, U.S. adults estimate they will need to save $1.46 million to retire comfortably. That is 53% more than what people thought they would need just 4 years ago. Joining us now is CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger. Good morning, Jill.
Good morning.
All right, so let's jump right into it. Why such a big jump from what people expect they need to save?
So again, back in 2020, people had this idea, the stock market was pretty good. Then we had this huge surge of inflation. And I think a lot of people really were spooked by that and now are thinking, wait, high prices could be here for a long time in the future. So it's an inflation story.
If you don't know a damn thing about the stock market and inflation and all that stuff, don't worry. Do you know how to cook? Do you know how to cook well enough to teach other people how to cook? If you do, then you have a skill that will allow you to make enough money to retire comfortably. And that's the bottom line. Stocks and inflation don't matter when you have a skill that will make you money without you having to trade your time for it or do physical labor.
So how much have Americans saved for retirement?
Lots of different ways to do this. There's median, there's average, there's mean. But let's say that we sort of look at everything above and beyond a certain number. And that's about $87,000. So there's a big gap between 87 and $1.5 million. But what's really clear about this is that I think people know they need to do more, but they don't know how.
All right, so everybody's trying to figure out their number. How do you determine what your retirement number is?
To be clear, there is not a set formula. I know a lot of companies want to say blank times your salary, do this. It's a back of the envelope calculation. But it all starts with today.
Okay.
Where are you today? How much do you spend today?
So you have to assess your own finances first, right out the gate.
Absolutely. This is really like hardcore, really important stuff, which is what do I spend today? What's my overall spending for the household? What's the fun stuff? What do I expect in the future? Do I have to take care of a parent? Do I have an adult child who's going to need my help? Factor that in. So you figure out your spending, you look at your saving, you look at how long you're probably going to live. That's in many calculators. And don't forget, you're going to have to subtract income in the future, Social Security. Maybe you're going to get a pension if you're lucky.
Okay.
Maybe you're someone who gets rental income. When you factor it all in, you go to the web and you plug into one of these retirement calculators.
Okay.
Here's what I got. It's going to say, you're not doing enough. And then you've got a series of choices. Do I work longer? Do I spend less?
So let's break that down simple and plain. How long do you plan to live? What age? Pick a number. How much money do you expect to need every year in order to maintain the standard of living that you want? Do you already have a source for that money? Do you know where it's going to come from? Is somebody going to magically appear in the future to take care of you when you're old and raggedy? Or do you need to have enough money in the bank to take care of yourself and be able to pay for whatever help you need?
When you factor it all in, you go to the web and you plug into one of these retirement calculators.
Okay.
Here's what I got. It's going to say, you're not doing enough. And then you've got a series of choices. Do I work longer? Do I spend less? And one that I love, do I create an off-ramp for myself? Do I work really hard till I'm 55, 60 years old, and then try to do something for another 5, 10, 12 years that really makes me happy, brings in some money, but doesn't actually exhaust me? Nate, people are exhausted right now when they get to age 60 and 65. So we've got to help them out.
Valuable information. Dollar Jill, y'all. We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
That off-ramp she's talking about is your cooking show. It checks all 3 boxes that she just listed. If you love to cook, then hosting your own cooking show and teaching people how to cook is going to make you happy. And it's going to make you money. And it's not going to exhaust you because your cooking show is a business where you'll earn full-time income from cooking just 1 dish per week. This is what I teach you how to do in my training programs. You can start now and within 3 years have your retirement problem completely solved. But if your favorite day is tomorrow, you're setting yourself up for a hard knock life when it comes to retirement because nobody is going to show up to take care of you. Look at your life right now and ask yourself who of these people around you will take care of you and pay your bills if you couldn't do it yourself. If you can't count on that kind of support from anybody right now, you're definitely not going to have anybody to take care of you like that when you're old. So you can take care of your retirement situation now, or you can end up in whatever situation you end up in, and there's nothing you'll be able to do about it because you'll be old. We don't do a good job of taking care of old people in this country. And if you're old and you have no money, what kind of life do you expect to be living? When you're ready to get serious about using your cooking skills to create a happy retirement for yourself, use the link below to get started.